think CrossFit is the answer, man. I love it.
Well,
I
as you
seriously
all can
love
see,
it.
Nick has fully drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, sorry.
I try and reel him in a little bit from time to time.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna
It's gonna be pretty raw, pretty winged.
Yeah.
Winging. It's gonna be winging.
Yep. You want a bottle of water?
I just slugged a bunch before we
Sure?
got here. Yeah.
I guess we just.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, you're already rolling?
It's filming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
Welcome to the video. I'm here over at Mike's garage with Mike DeLeo, and we're gonna have a little sit down talk with you guys. We have so many conversations in this garage when we're training, just about like pretty much everything: general nutrition, training, rep schemes,
life.
Yeah, life. And we're always just like, man, we wish we could just share all these, and like, you know, after a conversation, we're like, man, I wish we filmed that. Those really in-depth like conversations where it's just real life things that are happening that many people can relate to, that we're just like, man, I wish everyone could have heard that conversation. Yeah. But Mike came up with a good idea to talk about my CrossFit journey, like, and I guess the title is going to be like, how did I get here? So yeah, should I just kick it over to you for now?
Well, first let me say, I'm honored to be here. You know, to sit down, like Nick was saying, and you know, kind of give everybody a little insight on the path or the road, the fork in the road, I guess is probably a good way to say it. That Nick took that fateful day that our paths crossed at Crunch. And you know, it's been a while since he's been doing all of this new style of training, which you all have seen, and it was, you know, like he said, we have a lot of really good conversations here. We pick each other's brains on this and that, and we talk about training, and you know, it's just good stuff. And we thought it would be good to kind of encapsulate a lot of this past year with a little sit down on how he got here. Yeah. What the heck happened?
Yeah, what happened?
How did a guy who kind of didn't really think that much of CrossFit all of a sudden now is like in the deep end of the pool in CrossFit? So, so here we are.
Yeah, I'm pretty addicted to it now. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't get enough.
yeah. I see a lot of myself in Nick, you know, because I've been doing this since like 2009, 2010. And you know, when I first started doing it, I was just like Nick. I was like gung-ho, I couldn't get enough of it, you know.
It's the best, bro.
Yeah,
it's the best.
It is. It's just there's so much, and when you really are focused on something like this, and you know, this is where Nick and I share a lot of similarities, is we're both athletes, and we have a competitive side to us, which is one of the reasons we like training so much, because we turn everything into a little competition, which is kind of fun, like today's workout. Yeah. That, you know, I see it in him that he started to, like, he just wanted more, and he wanted to do better, and he wanted to know more. So I just kept feeding him,
and, all these Metcons and...
Yeah, and so like I said, I see a lot of Nick and myself when I first started, and that's what you do. You know, there's a lot of movements to master, a lot of training you have to do on your own time, not necessarily in a gym, which is why you see so much of this stuff like in the garage here or elsewhere. It takes a lot of time, and you know, back before I was married and I had a child, I had that time. I had that time to train twice, 3 times a day when I was competing and doing all that stuff, which, you know, it's different for me now with work and the family and stuff. But, you know, I'm pushing Nick as much as I can. I said, hey man, this is the time for you to do this. You know, you don't have things to sidetrack you. Like, go all in, which he's been doing, and I'm very proud of him for doing that.
Thanks, bro.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been pretty fun. I mean, if you guys have been following my journey, you guys have been seeing all the workouts and stuff that I've been sharing, and I'd say what really started this was, you know, oh, do you have the...
Oh yeah, bro. Of course I do. Yeah, this little...
Yeah, right here.
This little...
Block your face and put the camera up. You'll be able to see it.
Oh, do what?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. This little tripod.
Yeah.
It's just a friend of mine showed me this because, you know, in CrossFit, you video a lot of your movements, and not just CrossFit. You know, for the weightlifting movements, the snatching, the cleans, and the clean and jerk. Well, also for squatting, deadlift. Anyway, so when I first saw Nick at the gym, I saw a guy just videoing a lot, and you know, I was like, oh, that guy's, you know, he does a lot of video, and I had no clue who Nick was. I just know he was a, you know, pretty buff dude, and he knew what he was doing. I could tell that. And I saw him with all this big equipment, so I just, out of the blue one day, after I was using my little tripod to film some of my stuff, I walked over to him and showed him, you know, I said, hey man, check this out, I have this little thing, it's really neat, it's really cool, like you can just kind of throw it in your pocket and it's easy to bring to the gym, and that's it, man, that's what started the conversation.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was, you know, we slowly kind of inched towards working out a few times, and I saw him and Kybera. You know, that was when Kybera was here and he was doing a lot of workouts with Nick. I slowly kind of, you know, jumped in with some workouts with them, and you know, it just maturated from there. I mean, we just kind of slowly, it started introducing some, hey, you want to try this? Hey, you want to try that? You want to, which he was not necessarily opposed to, but like he said in other videos, he was just like, why?
Yeah, I just didn't get it.
Why do you want to get all out of breath? Why do you want like, you know, get all uncomfortable?
Yep.
So, you know, it was just, you know, when we look back on that now, we have, you know, we have big smiles on our faces and we kind of laugh about it, because little did either of us know we would be at this spot right here, right now. Where he's now beating me at at most workouts, because he's gotten that good. So, you know, and I knew that day was happening. I knew. I said, I'm going to teach him, and I'm going to bring him to CrossFit. He's going to, you know, get coaching there, and he's, you know, I give him the programs, and he's going to start beating me. And that day is here. Nick beats me on a lot of workouts now, unless it's just something that I really specialize in. But, you know, but that's, you know, a testament to him. You know, you put in the time and the effort, and, you know, you make the progress and the gains. So, but you can see it on his face. Like, dude, you're like, you know, the passion that you have.
I love it. I love it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if I could train more, I would train more. But yeah, I'm training twice a day now. You know, the first workout was always at the CrossFit box. And then second workouts, either here at Mike's garage, or sometimes I'll go to Crunch, which I'm really like, to be honest, I don't even want to go to Crunch anymore. Like, I just don't really care for it. You know, I go and like get in some stuff that I need to get done, but it's just so different going from, you know, being at Crunch, and then that's the only spot I trained, then going to a CrossFit gym where it's kind of just like, it's just kind of like a different environment, a different type of vibe. Yep. And when you're at the CrossFit gym, it's almost like you're a team together. You know, we're all there, we're all doing the same workout, opposed to like, you go to Crunch, you got your headphones on, and you're in your own little zone, your own little world. Everyone's doing different stuff, and it's just totally different. I'm not like knocking it, but I'm just saying that I really just enjoy going to the CrossFit box. And plus there's just the rings where you can do like the ring muscle ups, and you know, there's the rig where there's tons of bars to do, you know, kip swings or whatever, toes to bar. And yeah, the CrossFit gym just basically has everything that you need for CrossFit. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Crunch is still great to go there, get some strength work in, and some accessory work. But yeah, I've been loving this CrossFit journey, and it pretty much all started from, you know, the tripod that Mike showed me, the little phone holder. And then we started doing some workouts together. He saw me doing like, you know, I was just mainly doing strength work with the barbells. Like, you guys have seen my journey, you know, doing lots of front squats, back squats, overhead pressing, deadlifting. And so Mike joined me for a workout one day, and then after we finished, he's like, hey, you want to do some conditioning? And I'm just like, what's that? You know, he's like, hey, we'll go out to the back. You know, and that's where it all started with the tire flips.
That's where we did that, which everyone's seen that.
We did the previous video.
A lot of people have seen that tire flip video.
Yep.
Where we revisited that workout.
Yeah.
That wasn't the workout. We revisited that workout. We didn't tape that one. Nick didn't want to tape anything at that point because I don't think he really knew what to expect, and I don't blame him. You know, I didn't know what to expect out of him either. So, but you know, he didn't complain one iota, and he just kind of, you know, he sucked it up and did the work as much as he could,
3 rounds.
given his capabilities at that point. But you know, his capabilities have, as an example from that workout we did, his capabilities have, you know, gone through the roof, you know, on a lot of things. And that's you know, that's what happens, you know, when you
adaptation.
Yeah, you start working at something and you give it your time and your effort, and your programming is where it needs to be. And as a lot of you know, his eating has changed. You're not doing all those
crazy cheat days every weekend.
Cheat days.
I scaled them back a bit.
Yeah.
I scale them now. I don't do my RX anymore.
Even
my RX 10K a weekend is changed. I scaled it to like 5-6K.
But they need to know, like, that stuff was affecting you. Like when we first started working out, and Nick was, you know, I first kind of was, you know, having him do some workouts with me, especially here in the garage, and outside. You know, he was, you know, he had to recover from some of those cheat days because he was putting so much, like, I mean, I don't know what else to call it. Garbage. I mean, he was putting garbage in his body, and he was feeling it. Like when we would do anything that would be performance-based, which is, that's everything we do now. Everything we do has a performance level to it. You can't have your body full of garbage and toxins and all that stuff. Like, if you want peak performance out of your body, you need to put good stuff in it. Period.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not really complicated. That's what I don't understand. So many people make it complicated. It's not complicated. You want good results, put good stuff in your body.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so there was probably like, what, a 2-month adjustment phase for you to kind of like get all that like stuff out of your system. And then he started, you know, making some progress, because I remember at one point you're like, am I ever going to get better? Because I just kept beating you on everything.
Yeah,
like,
am
I ever going to be able to breathe breathe better? Am I ever going to be able to... You just thought for a little while, like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I just thought, I was like, oh, that's it. I can't run. I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like around the time we were training for Murph. You know, we did a lot of running, and then a lot of just basically circuits of doing the pull-ups, the push-ups, the squats. And it's like, when you don't have that engine for that type of work, it's just basically like you're running at like 7,500 RPMs, and you're trying to catch your breath, but it's just revving so hard, and you need more time, but you have to keep going. And that's what was really difficult for me, you know. And like, then when I did the vested Murph, you know, that's when it really got me mad. It really pissed me off, and I was like, dude, this is it. Like, I'm gonna get good. You know, I got really mad and disappointed at myself when I was driving home from that vested Murph workout, because I was like, I knew I could have done better, and I was throwing up. And you know, I was probably the only one that was like laying on the ground, like when I went for the second run.
Well, hold on a second. You got to tell these people that there were only like 4 of us in a vest. Like,
true.
Majority of the people at the box were not doing it vested. You know, myself, Nick, and I think there was 2 other people. It was Beth and it was Jordan. Yeah. So you're talking, and those are like the top athletes at the gym. We were the only ones to do that workout in a vest. So you know, I'm giving, you know, Nick, he's just being hard on himself because that's how he is. He wants results. You train for something and you're expecting an outcome, and when you don't get it, you get pissed. Yeah. You know, but we were the only 4 people in the gym to do it with the vest on. So, you know, don't sell yourself short on that. It was one of those days, man. It was hot that day. It was like the first hot day.
It was extremely hot.
Of the summer. Like, summer like kicked in that morning when we were going to do Murph. But you know, you took a negative and turned it into a positive, which was, you know, most people, like, you asked me, you're like, hey, do you want to do it again? And I'm like, no. I'm perfectly happy with my time at my age. I'm like, I'll do it next year. If you want to go do it again, I was like, go for it, bro. So, you know, most people would have been like, yeah, I'll wait till next year to improve my time. Nick wanted to do it like a month later. Yeah. So, dude, I wanted redemption so bad. You know, he was on a mission. He was on a mission, and you know, Murph definitely kicked off, you know, a lot of the more serious training, because you know, you started doing that engine program. Yep. And he got a little more acclimated to the heat. You know, you had another how many was it, like 6 weeks from the day when we did Murph, when you redid it? It was July 4th. It was before July 4th weekend, I think. So he had a good amount of time to, you know, like 5.5 weeks. So he really hit it hard for those 5.5 weeks. I mean, he would come over here. He always bring his vest. He always, you know, doing pull-ups, and then he's asking me, hey, you want to go run? I'm like, all right, let's go run. So
yeah, I actually like running now.
Yeah, yeah, he can move. So, you know, that was I kind of really saw his motivation during Murph, and that kind of really just springboarded things, because once your engine got better, then more of these workouts that we did, not only here but at the box, you were doing better.
Yeah, it felt good to just be able to move. Like when you're trying to move and you're out of breath, it just feels like the e-brake's halfway on, and you're trying to just go, and you're picking up the ball and throwing it over your shoulder and then moving to the next exercise, and it's just almost like you're moving, but you're kind of moving slower. But as your engine gets better and you can take in more oxygen, it's just like you just feel like a machine. You're just going, you're getting the work done, and basically kind of checking it off. And also it's like you understand how to breathe properly. You know, like before it was just like I was like panic breathing, and I didn't really know how to like breathe through my belly. You know, so you take those deep belly breaths, you get in a lot more oxygen, so that way it's fueling your muscles, and it doesn't give you like that red line, you know, because like before it was just like I was breathing like so fast, like labor breathing, and it would just shoot me to red line, and I would just be so just taxed, so done, and just couldn't wait for the workout to be done. You know, now I'm like, now that my engine is a lot better, I'm able to actually really enjoy some of the workouts. I mean, some of them are still like very hard, and after a lot of them I'm just like, damn, that really sucked. But it's like once you do complete it, you just have the feeling of accomplishment, and you just feel better, and you know, you adapt from that workout to be stronger, to be faster. And with CrossFit, it's like every workout is different. You know, that's what I absolutely love. I love going
you don't have to think about.
Yeah, like I don't have to worry about like rep schemes or what I'm gonna do. It's like you just show up, like, all right, here's what we're gonna do a little warm up, and some workouts I'm gonna be really good at. You know, like today's
we like that one.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, so it was basically
a lot of fun today.
5 thrust clusters. So it's a cluster. So
squat clean to a thruster.
Yeah, squat clean to a thruster with 5 reps of those, and then straight on the bike for 12 cals, and it was on the 5. So whatever you had left over for that remaining 5 minutes was your rest time, and so it was like a big strength power movement, and then on the bike, and that's what I really liked. Yesterday's workout was not in my wheelhouse. You know, I'm not that great at toes to bar, so it was a little tough for me, and that's gonna happen. You know, so it's just revealing some weaknesses that I have and things that I need to get better at and improve. You know, with CrossFit, there's a lot of technique, and it does take time to learn all these. And as you guys have been seeing, like my double under progress, they'll come and go, like it's it's very hard. Like with CrossFit, there is so much to learn and so much to keep up with, but that's what makes it very fun. You know, I'm not knocking bodybuilding or strength training, you know, like that's what I've done over the last about 10 years. But it's like once you learn the fundamentals and how to use proper form, it's like, all right, now let's just get stronger, add more weight. With CrossFit, it's like, it's kind of similar but very different. You know, you're basically doing hypertrophy training, strength training, and cardio all in one session. So it's like, you're not just gonna lift heavy weight and then sit down for 3 minutes, you know what I mean, and rest, recover. Like you need to be able to move weight while being able to catch your breath to do the next exercise and just keep moving. So like CrossFit is just a whole new world, and I really wish I started earlier. Like,
that's what I said when I started.
It's seriously the best.
But I started back when it just came around. But for me, it was just timing. I was just older. You know, I needed to be maybe 5 or 6 years younger and have started it. But you know, there's so many elements to doing CrossFit, and unfortunately, you know, it kind of gets a lot of people, you know, poo-poo it a lot, bash it, and
I could say I was one of those.
Yeah,
you know, I didn't understand it, you know, because
well, if you don't really know somebody who does it, or you don't have any exposure to it, you know, all you do is really kind of see what you might see on social media or something like it.
People talking about, oh, they got injured doing CrossFit, it's the worst. So you kind of hear that from people, then you start to think it. You know, I was one of those, like, you know, I did strength training and bodybuilding, and people are like, oh, what do you think about CrossFit? I'm like, not optimal. You'll get injured. But obviously, like anything,
you get hurt in anything.
Yeah, if you don't use proper form or technique, you can get hurt.
That's, I mean, you know, in part of doing some of these more difficult workouts where you're really pushing your body, you know, everybody talks about like rhabdomyosis, all that stuff. Like, if you know your body, then you know when you have to kind of pull back. You need to pull the reins back, and you need to slow it down. But you know, you have some people that do this that like they don't know how to step off the gas pedal, you know, and that, you know, but that can happen in any sport. So, you know, and that's why when Nick started doing this stuff with me, I was very, very cautious. And I use the word cautious because I've had some injuries. And that was more so because when I started this, there wasn't a lot out there for me to really grab hold of to learn properly. You know, I did a lot of what Nick does. You watch a lot of videos, and I started going to a CrossFit box, and that helped. But, you know, CrossFit will expose some injuries. If you have any old stuff, from whatever, from especially if you play contact sports, if you have knee problems or shoulder or wrist or, you know, you name it, at some point CrossFit's probably going to expose that, and it's really how you deal with that. You know, if you need to work around it a little bit and kind of fix yourself, so to speak, with doing some mobility and stretching and taking care of your body so that you can perform the movements properly. So, like I said, when Nick started doing this, I was very cautious with him on, you know, not trying to feed him too much at once. Like, I was giving him little bits of this and that, you know.
And it was still a lot for me.
And it was still a lot. I noticed I had to kind of like, all right, that's too much. We need to just, you know.
I could barely get through some of the Metcons, man.
Yeah, I mean.
I was like just, like, getting through them, and I was like, dude, every single workout would like just straight whip me. You know, going from my background of just doing strength training and hypertrophy work, and my cardio was just, I'd walk, I'd get some steps in. That was like,
good.
That was
it.
You
didn't have much of an engine.
I had no engine. No engine. Dude, he was crushing me in all these Metcons. It was just like, God damn, that dude's a beast, bro. And he just kept going like a machine. And I'm like, dude, I want to get to that level.
And that's just, you know, my years and years and years of doing this. And I've actually had to pull back the reins a little bit because I'm, you know, a little older. And I have a few little issues. Shoulder's been giving me some problems. But I work around it, do what I can. You know, but, you know, for Nick, it was your wrist. You know, that popped up from your skateboarding days. You know, and that just like I said, it will bring something out that he didn't really have an issue with doing the Globo bodybuilder stuff. It was now we're asking him to go into these, you know, positions overhead, front rack, snatching, you know, putting weight overhead.
It's mainly the overhead squat and snatch is where it really gets me. Everything else I'm able to pretty much work around, feels good, but that position here with my arm stretched out, it just sits on this joint right here, and this wrist doesn't have that much flexibility, so it can't sit flat. So when the barbell's there, it's just like right here. So I mean, I'm trying to do what I can, stretching it out, but I mean, we'll just kind of see what happens, cranking down those wrist reps.
The process, you have some little maintenance thing that you can do. So let me ask you this, Nick. Because you have a lot of people that, you know, in the comments ask you about CrossFit and should they do it, and I want to try it, and what would you say is a good way to approach, you know, if they do want to start doing some CrossFit stuff? Like, would you recommend they go to a box? Would you recommend that they do some of these more body weight workouts at home? Like,
yeah, I mean, you could with what's going on right now, you can do a lot of workouts from home, and YouTube is an amazing platform. You can simply just go on YouTube and type in home CrossFit workout. A million workouts will pop up. But if you do have the access to go to a CrossFit box, I would highly, highly recommend it, because every time you show up, you have a coach. They take you through a warm-up. They show you how to properly do the exercises, and then they take you through the whole entire workout. And as you're doing the workout, coach walks around making sure everyone's doing the exercises properly. If your elbows are dropping on a front squat, bring those elbows up. And it's just coaching, drilling, and I gotta say it's amazing. You know, like Mike has taught me a lot with all these Metcons, Olympic lifts, and you know, everything we've done, and you know, I can't thank him enough for that. And for him actually bringing me into this whole CrossFit world, it's been life-changing for me. It's seriously like it's changed my life, my whole outlook on what real fitness is. And then, you know, going over to the CrossFit box and having Johnny and David coach me, it's like it's taken me to that next level. So I would highly recommend going to a CrossFit box, because that'll really help you improve your fitness. And also, like, even post-workout, we do like stretching and mobility stuff. So it's like you're kind of getting a lot with CrossFit.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a form of group fitness. It's a little tougher, but you know they have ways to scale things that you know.
Yeah, that's another good point too.
You know, because you have all shapes and sizes in there. You know, there's people in there that are, you know, more advanced athletes. Someone like Nick, someone like myself, who has a competitive athletic background. But then you have, you know, some soccer moms and dads that come in there, and you know they might not be at every class, but they're there, and then they can adjust the movements and scale them accordingly for people. If you can't do a box jump, you do a step up. If you can't do a pull up, you do a banded pull up or a ring row, or you know they will modify things for the person.
Or if the weight's too heavy, they can scale it down. Use a lighter weight.
And like he's saying, that it's not. If you can go to a box, that's great, but it doesn't have to be a box. There's a lot of information out there on CrossFit.
Watch Mike's videos. Watch my videos.
That, you know, because, you know, CrossFit didn't start in a box. It started in people's garages. That's where the basis of CrossFit started back in the day out in California. It was, you know, put to the test in garages and in very small group settings of people that got together that at the time it was more you know elite or advanced athletic people who at some point in their life had competed, you know, whether at a collegiate level or at some level, and you know CrossFit was kind of a way for them to still compete and like on a daily with your training, like constantly kind of push yourself and try and be better. So that kind of taps into that, you know, athletic background, which, you know, Nick has through skateboarding and I have through, you know, college of playing sports and stuff. I like that, you know, and when we were, and like him, it's nothing against going to the Globo gyms or Crunch, and our gym actually Crunch is better than a Globo gym. I mean, they have
I like Crunch.
They have like sleds and turf, and they allow us to do Olympic lifts, and they have bumper plates and platforms and an outdoor space. But
sorry to interrupt, but I can't not Crunch. I wasn't trying to
no,
Crunch.
we're not. I'm not saying.
I know, but before when I was talking about Crunch, but I just love the CrossFit gym.
Believe me, we like Crunch for $15 a month. It's nice to go into air conditioning when we just are tired of sweating out here.
But the CrossFit box is
it's just different. And I will say, you know, when you've been working out for as long as Nick and I have. Every day is tough when you think about, like, all right, what am I going to do today? Like, I'm going to do, what do I want to do? I'm going to do this. How many sets? How many reps? What do I want to do? Accessory work. Like, I don't mind doing it. Like, there's some days where it's in my head, like, all right, I'm doing this, and this.
Absolutely.
And then there's other days I'm just like, and we both come in here and we're both like,
what should we do?
What are we doing today? Like, it's just... So those are days that it's nice to walk into CrossFit gym and it's all right there on the board. It's like it's like mindless. I don't even have to think about it. It's just like I just gotta perform, and that's it. Like there's the simplicity of it that I really enjoy because I don't have to think about what I'm gonna do. You know, I might think about it like the day before or something, just because I don't want to like do something that we might do that next day. But I enjoy, like, it's like a break. I'm like, I don't have to think about this today. I'm just going to go there and do that, and that's it. And it's nice. It's a nice thing. So, because it gets monotonous, you know, day after day, putting your training together, like,
and to periodize it properly. You know, like, obviously you don't want to for CrossFit, like, we're always using shoulders, which is crazy.
It is. That's the one thing that I told him this from day one. Is CrossFit is very shoulder intensive. It's like every other workout, there's some kind of shoulder movement, so you have to be very, very careful with your shoulders. Unfortunately, I've paid the price a little bit, but you're talking about, you know, 10 plus years of me doing it, and it has just now gotten to the point where, and I haven't even mentioned this at all, but like on film, but like I'm contemplating getting some surgery done on my left shoulder, you know. And there's some other things there that affected it, but it can be very shoulder intensive. So you have to be mindful of that and kind of be careful.
Work on mobility.
Mobility's a big one because I was so stiff from all that Globo gym crap.
I'm having that issue too right now.
Like that tight, like in here, and now we need to be CrossFit. We need to be more here.
So open. with all of the training I've done over the years, with lots and lots of pressing, chest, arms, everything, it kind of like pulls you in this way. And for CrossFit, yeah, like Mike said, you have to kind of be like this. So for all that overhead stuff, like my mobility is improving. Like I have really good lower body mobility from years of skateboarding. So with all that type of stuff, it works well. But as I'm going into the snatch and the overhead squat, like before I'd go to squat down and I'm bending forward because I didn't have the good mobility back there. So mobility is very important, and yeah, it's taken me a little bit, but it's been improving a lot.
Yeah, that for me, and it was the same like for Nick, from all those years of all that, like just pressing,
trying to get a big chest,
like yeah, trying to get this like out here, and it just made me really tight and all in here. So you know, in CrossFit, most everything you do is controlled from your core, and a lot of it has to do with your thoracic extension and overhead extension, and it's just, it's not that you can't be big. You see a lot of CrossFitters that are big, but they're loose. Yeah, they're loose through there. Mobility. They're not letting the muscle keep that joint, limited on mobility. It's they have muscle, but they're able to, hit that external rotation of the
Froning.
Yeah, well,
his chest is so massive, and he's just like overhead squats like this.
So it was a transition, and I'm glad that I did it way back, because one of the things that Nick and I talk about a lot, when we're here in the garage or at or his house, and he's putting together a nice little gym at home, is the longevity here, because you're working on your internals. I've touched on it a little bit. I think in your Murph video I touched on it a little bit. Like you're making your internals just stronger, better, for longevity, for so you can be healthier and fitter longer.
Chase around
into
Nick
life.
Jr. one day.
Yes, I need that, because I chase around a little. As some may seem, Jakey runs around in here, and he's a ball of energy. So I got to keep up with him. But in terms of longevity for your life, this is more, I kind of count it as like life fitness. Because you're making yourself better.
It's an investment.
And it's not just how you look on the outside; it's on the inside as well. I think one of the best aspects of CrossFit that I really like is, through doing all this different variations of movement and exercise and all the strength and conditioning and skill work and gymnastics, like you build a physique as a byproduct of those things. So you're not even really trying to get big or built, but it happens because you're doing so many varied movements. So in comparison to people that might go to like a Globo gym and just focus on aesthetics, this is kind of reverse. You're working on your internals and movement and mobility, and then the aesthetic things just kind of happen.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which is, if there's anyone out there, it's like, well, why should I do CrossFit? Well, that's another reason, because it's going to happen regardless. You're not even really going to have to think about it. It's going to happen because it's just a byproduct of what you're doing.
Absolutely, yeah. And so I spent the last 9-10 years doing strength training and bodybuilding, all to be stronger, but mainly to look a certain way. Like I wanted to look big while being lean and look aesthetic. So like that whole journey was like mainly to look a certain way. So when you're training to look a certain way, obviously you have to factor in your nutrition, how many calories you're consuming, which is very important. And so, I wanted to look leaner, so it's time to cut now. So I would cut calories, and I'd cut for X amount of times. And if you guys have been following me for a bit, you can go back to my playlist and see different times where I did my shredding diet, my cutting diet, or whatever, my bulking. And it's like, it's such, I kind of want to say like almost unhealthy, when you're really restricting calories and you're still trying to push yourself, and it's going to limit your performance. With CrossFit, it's like, so you're doing strength training, hypertrophy work, and cardio all in one session. You're going to be burning calories like crazy, and to be honest, I've been eating the most calories I've ever consumed in my life on the daily, and I'm leaner, and I feel like I'm the fastest and I'm the strongest that I've been in this whole career.
100% true.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know. So it's like I don't even have
100%.
to try to like, oh, I don't have to be like, oh, I want to look shredded. I just put in the work at CrossFit, and obviously what I do outside of CrossFit in terms of like dialing in my nutrition and, you know, eating a certain amount of calories. You know, I track my calories for performance. I'm not tracking my calories and macros so I could look shredded or whatever. You know, I'm simply tracking so that way there's enough fuel. I top off all my glycogen stores so that way I can go just as hard as I went the day before. So that was like one thing I wanted to bring up too, is like, yeah, CrossFit will just get you lean by just doing it.
Yep.
I think CrossFit is the answer, man. I love it.
Well,
I
as you all
love
can see,
it.
Nick has fully drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, sorry.
I try and reel him in a little bit from time to time, because I tell him, man, it's a journey.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people, and I know a lot of people that have like gone full in on CrossFit, and then like a year later they're just like blown out. They either get hurt because they did too much, too fast, too quick. You know, this is really a lifestyle and something that you want to try and maintain. And I don't want everyone out there to think like that I'm like, I go to CrossFit every day, because I'm not with you every day. I obviously don't go to class every day.
I'm there Monday through Saturday.
I kind of mix it in. Yeah, you
I'm there Monday through Saturday.
I mix it in. I'm more of like mixed fitness. So, you know, as you've seen, we do, you know, I like the strength stuff, obviously. Some of the Olympic lifts I have to be careful with just because of some limitations. But, you know, I love the conditioning. Like the conditioning, I can't sometimes get enough conditioning. I love conditioning because I just know how beneficial it is for my body.
Yeah, and it's like not too taxing to recover from.
No.
It just gets you breathing very heavy, and it depends what movements you're doing, but it's like you can do some really hardcore conditioning and then the next day like feel like pretty good. Like, yeah, I can do some conditioning today. So that's like I feel like that's the main thing that's really helped me overall with, well, I mean, that's mainly what built my engine. You know, I had a lot of strength from all the strength training I did, so now it's just combining the two, and like today's workout was a good example of that, you know? So learning the technique of how to do a cluster and a squat clean and a thruster all in one, you know, and then hopping on the bike and trying to go as fast as you can. So that was a really fun workout today.
Yeah, I mean, we enjoy that. We still enjoy lifting heavy, pulling, you know, doing that kind of stuff. But then he has now, you know, embraced all this conditioning work that you do.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, it's made to balance your fitness. You know, you address your weaknesses, you work at them, and you fix things. You make things that are a weakness a strength, so you don't really have any holes in your fitness. And that's, you know, one of the things that I really like about it is, you know, because you just see so many people that go to the gym and they do the same stuff. It's very easy to go into a gym and do what you're good at all the time.
Yep.
I think opposite. I want to go in and work at the stuff that I'm not good at. But a lot of people don't want to do that because of pride.
I can't do that. I suck at them.
Right. They don't want to be lifting less weight and be seen doing something that they don't really know how to do that well. But that's what really, you know, your fitness should be, is working on the things that you're not good at, because that's a hole, and you need to fix that. And you need to make it better so you're well-rounded, you know, for anything that you might be exposed to that requires you to tap into that.
Every workout in CrossFit.
Yeah, yep. And, you know, there's plenty of other workouts out there that you can do, too, like just some of the functional workouts, because I know a lot of people do functional stuff as well. So, you know, it's been fun. So we really enjoy.
It's a blast, man.
We really enjoy it. You know, the little behind the scenes kind of. You know, he films a lot. I'm filming a good bunch too, but some of this behind the scenes talk about kind of where he's come and where he's going. And speaking of where he's going, we're hopeful that whenever this whole pandemic and stuff clears up, that Nick will be able to compete a little bit.
Yes.
Even if I get my shoulder fixed and I'm back in time, maybe me and Nick would even do a competition together
that'd be
as
awesome,
a team.
Bro.
So
that'd be
you know,
super fun.
Yeah, you're definitely very excited for the fact to like compete. Like, it'll bring you back to your skateboard days, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I used to love competition.
Skating,
Yeah. Yep.
And that's, you know, and that's a whole nother level of this, because once you start getting really good at this, you want to put these skills to the test. You want to test them.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
know,
every workout, I just think of it as a competition. Not that I'm trying to beat anybody in the class. I'm really trying to go and perform as fast as perform as good as I can while being as fast as I can. Because that's
safe and
absolutely,
within certain parameters, which is one of the things that CrossFit gets knocked on, is all the, well, you sacrifice form for speed, and you need to be able to go at the speed you can handle while still maintaining proper form. So unfortunately, there's a lot of videos and stuff out there of people not doing that, but if you're good and you know what you're doing, you don't compromise that, and you don't get sloppy, and you know, do things properly, even if, you know, you're doing them a little fast. But
yeah, man, I love it. So yeah, every single class, it's like once they say 3, 2, 1, go, it's like the fire's inside, and like heart rate gets elevated, and I'm like super excited, and just I love it. I can't wait to train tomorrow.
I don't know what else to say besides the smile you see on his face. I see this every day.
Like once they say go,
I see this all the time.
He's on, bro. It's on.
He'll see a workout, he gets all excited, and I'll see a workout that I know is awful, and I'm just like, ugh. And he's like, oh, I'm so excited to do it. I'm like, I'm not. Dude, I'm not excited to do that. That's awful.
It seriously brought like a whole new chapter in my life right now, and like I know exactly what I want to do, and like it's just all coming together. Like I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's for anybody. You know, and it definitely, if you do have some competitive edge to you, it'll bring it out in you, and you know, that's one of the really fun aspects of doing CrossFit and CrossFit style workouts, is to push yourself. You know, try and be better. One more rep. You know, trim a little time off that last round. Can you hold the pace? Yeah. Can you go all out for this amount of time?
What's so crazy is that clock, bro.
Yeah.
Like once the clock is ticking, and then it's like, all right, your score is the time.
Yeah.
So you're trying to go as fast as you can, and say you complete that workout. It's like, all right, you know, you're pretty happy with your time, and then say it comes up down the road, you're like, oh, I want to try to beat that time. You know, like even if it's just by like a few seconds or whatever, it's like, it's just like progress is just so addicting.
It helps when you put a clock on yourself. You can go, you know, you can work out and go through the motions. Once you start putting a clock on yourself and timing yourself, and you see how long it takes to do something, that's a game changer. That's something that some people embrace it, and some people don't. Some people don't like to know that they weren't as fast as they thought, or they weren't. You know, once you start running a clock on yourself, it will start to show some true colors in people. Some people don't like it, especially in a group setting. Yeah. Because now you're looking at, okay, I was slower than that person and that person, and you kind of have to get over that. You got to kind of just look at it from the perspective of, I'm here to make myself better.
Yeah.
That clock is there to help me. It's there to help me gauge my speed, my capabilities, and my pace. And the clock slowly will become your friend, and you will see, you know, the benefits of that, you know, over time. But that's, you know, one of the things immediately that you notice in CrossFit is everything's on a clock.
Yeah.
You know, you can time yourself in a Globo gym on rest, and you know, if you're running a time, but you know, on a big clock, and you know, every round is timed. You're under a time cap, or you're as many rounds as possible in this amount of time. You can only rest for this amount of time. Everything revolves around time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Time now has become like the integral part of, you know, of CrossFit in every workout. You know, so it, you know, it gives new meaning to, you know, timing yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, so which we like. You know,
Yep.
So
that's pretty good. We're at 44 minutes.
Are we really?
Yeah.
We can go on.
For real, like we could talk for days, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even talk about watching Froning every night and all the videos.
I mean, I guess we could just do like, this could be like episode 1. We can continue this. We can do more of them.
How they got here, episode 1.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much behind it, and there's so much more that just continues on.
There's a lot of info here. There's a lot of like
experience.
Yeah, it's just this whole, you know, your whole kind of metamorphosis and transition into this stuff, and I didn't force him to do any of this. I just wanted on record that I didn't force Nick to do any of this stuff. I didn't try and push it on him. I didn't try and say, dude, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing this. I did none of that. All I did was throw out a couple little breadcrumbs, and here he came, following the breadcrumb trail. You know, so that I just...
That's funny.
I want people to know that, because a lot of people think that CrossFit people are very pushy and like, oh, you need nothing. You got to do CrossFit. If you're not doing CrossFit, you got everything else stinks compared to CrossFit.
Hold on. Hashtag breadcrumb trail. If you made it this far in the video, breadcrumb.
You know, and that's all I did. I just kind of, you know, I wanted to see if it's something he would even be interested in, because I'm not pushing stuff on anybody, but you know, I know how good it is. And, you know, seeing and knowing, you know, once I got to know Nick and know his background, you know, I told myself, I said, man, he'd be good at this. He would like it. I just know he would. He's an athlete. He likes to compete. He has competed. You know, he would probably like this. So, you know, that's all I did was just kind of throw a few things out there. And sure enough, he wanted to do more and more. And then, I think, what was that? That day I started doing double unders, you were like, I want to do those.
Yeah, dude.
He thought double unders were like the coolest thing.
Dude, they
like
still
the
are.
Sound.
Yeah.
Like, he saw me doing those one day. He's like, I want to do those.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I gave you my rope. I gave you, I had an extra speed rope. I said, here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
Dude, they took me so long. I'm still learning proper technique and all that, but that's a hard one.
Yeah. And that's how you get hooked, because I saw stuff too. I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
it just
muscle
looks
ups,
badass.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Ring muscle ups, those look badass.
Yeah.
I gotta do those.
But then when you try them, like, dude, it's so hard. And you watch all these CrossFit games, and they're just chipping away at these chippers and just putting in all the work. You're like, that looks fun. I want to try that. And then you go and try it and realize how difficult it is. Yeah. But that's what makes the journey fun, because you're going from not being able to do something to just being able to do it when it comes up in a workout, and then move to the next exercise. You know,
it never gets stale, man.
Yeah.
The variety is the spice of life, and CrossFit has got it. Let me tell you. You know, you might get done perfecting one thing, and then there's like 7 more things.
You're like, learn
oh my
this.
God.
Yeah.
And it just does. It takes time, and it takes patience. A lot of patience.
Yeah.
A lot of progressing through movements to learn the movement. You do all this stuff prior, so it's you know, it takes some time, and you know, if you want to be good at it, you got to kind of dedicate.
You got to put the work in.
Yeah, you got to put the work in. I mean, but you know, like you see, it's the payoff is, you know, it's so good.
It'll make you smile like this.
It does. Like, it's hard to explain to people, like, you know, they've seen us lying on the ground after, when most people are like, why would you want, and you've seen me doing that at the gym, and you're like, why would you want to do that?
What's this guy doing that for?
But there's a moment where that kind of pain turns into like, that felt good. Yeah, it's a sense of accomplishment. Like, all right, that's like, you know, making progress here. Like, that was good, and you know, you feel, you know, like you did something like that was hard, and not that many people would want to do it, and it just makes you all around better from pushing yourself. And then you recover, and then you're like, all right, let's go. What's next? So
yeah, it's like being at the CrossFit gym when you finish the workout. It's just like, oh my God, that was awful. And it's like, what time tomorrow? It's like, I'll be there.
Coming back for more.
Yeah.
So this is a little exposure into the mind, or the minds of Nick and Mike.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we're talking about off camera and stuff, because it's a lot, man. We're always talking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, these conversations can go for hours.
Yeah. But he's, you know, proud of him.
Thanks,
he's
bro.
Doing well.
Thank you for the introduction to CrossFit.
He's doing it right, though, everybody.
This new journey.
You know, he's doing it right. What you're seeing is the proper way to do it. He's, you know, slowly immersing himself in. He's learning. You know, I will always, you know, teach him everything I know, every tidbit that I've learned and experienced myself over time of doing this for so long. And now I've kind of, you know, helped, you know, usher him into the box where he's getting even better tutelage from, you know, Johnny and David, you know, people that have, you know, all those certifications and stuff. So, you know, I help him out on the home front here in the garage, and and then he's getting even more of it at the box. So that's what you want to do, and he's doing it right. You know, and it's the results are showing, and you know, the sky's the limit at this point, because I think you're going to see him be clean and jerking probably 315 not that long down the road here, as long as he stays healthy. So
yeah,
you know, it's going to be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And if we can compete, we're going to do it. So
yeah, we're going to win.
We're
going to kick some ass.
We're going to do something.
Yeah, no, it's just it seriously comes down to the fun, because even today's workout, we trained together at the box, and it was just fun.
We had a lot of fun, man.
It's just fun. It's a blast, bro.
Yeah, and it's, you know, you just, I know people go into a Globo gym and enjoy working out, but we were having fun.
Yeah,
like,
we were training.
Big smiles on
that
our
was
faces.
Like training today.
We were pushing each other, and and it's not just us, but everybody there. But you know, Nick and I were side by side.
Yeah,
I kept, you know, kind of trash talking him a little bit.
Yeah, I don't get.
Don't let the old man beat you.
Yeah, I don't get to work out with Mike too much at the box. He doesn't go there too much, but you know, I'm there Monday through Saturday, so I'm always training with like the group, which is awesome. It's super fun. It's basically like a team, like family, you know. But then when Mike gets to come and train over there, it just makes it that much more fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, unfortunately, I can't go all the time, you know, with the kiddo and work and family. You know, there's only certain days I can go, which is why I do a lot of training here at home. You know, which I still thoroughly enjoy that too. I really enjoy being here in my garage, in my own space, to do what I need to do. You know, even though solo sometimes it's a little tough, but you know, I've gotten used to pushing myself under those conditions, even when I'm solo. But you know, Nick's over here a good amount, and we throw down and go at it. So it's good, man. It's a healthy. This is what fitness is all about.
Real.
You know, we tell that to each other all the time. We're like, dude, that was an awesome workout. Yeah, man, that was great. What do we do tomorrow? Like, this is what it's about. You know, it you know, puts a
easy.
It puts a you know, puts a smile on your face. You feel good. You're excited to try.
Yeah, Zoe, relax. Come here. Come here. Hey.
Zoe's being a little protective.
It's all right.
So you know, that's what it's all about, and that's you know, he like his just demeanor, Nick's demeanor has just changed. You know, he got out of that Globo kind of like a zombie.
Yeah.
To crunch.
Yeah.
put my big old. Well, you didn't wear them, but you know what I'm talking about. The people that wear the big old Beats.
Oh yeah.
They wear the big ginormous
headphones.
Nothing. Not knocking it. I'm just saying, if you're wearing big old Beats, you're probably not doing too much moving around. You're doing a lot of standing in one spot or laying in one spot. But you know, we've had a lot of fun. We continue to have fun.
It's just the beginning, bro.
Yeah, it's a fun journey, and I'm glad he's really kind of embraced it, and he's doing his own thing. So he's on his own personal mission here. I'm just kind of enjoying watching it and giving him little tips here and there and joining in when I can. So I hope you're all enjoying it too.
Yeah,
is that it?
I think that was pretty good. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed just a little background of how this happened.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty cool story, and I just kind of wanted to, well, we both wanted to share that with you guys. And it is a little bit of a longer video, but if you guys had the time to sit down and listen to it, or even just play it while you're driving in the car, I feel like it's a lot of helpful, useful information. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this journey does go. If you guys wanted to check out Mike's channel, the link will be down in the description, along with his Instagram. And yeah, he's putting out lots of content, training at home, in the gym. Basically just showing how fun it can be.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not easy putting these videos together, people.
Yeah.
It is. It's work. It's a lot of work. I have a lot of respect for Nick, because he cranks out the videos, but you know, that's what he does. It's his job. So you know, I'm very grateful to him to, you know, he's been sharing a lot of information with me on YouTubing and whatnot, because it just, I basically was like, I kept stalling.
Yeah.
You know, I kept procrastinating.
It's a lot.
Because I kept talking about it, and even he was like, Mike, you need to just film.
Just do it.
He's like, you just need to start filming stuff.
Yeah.
And then finally, I was just like, all right. And I'm learning, but yeah, there's stuff on my channel with Nick, of course. There's just stuff for me solo, but it's good training stuff, man. We're not
fun,
really,
yeah. We get after it in this garage, man. We put in a lot of brutal sessions
space
in here.
Yeah, it's not very big, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
You know, and now hopefully you see some stuff over in you might be over in Nick's garage.
Slowly making a little setup over there. I'll be updating you guys with all that stuff, but I'm excited for what's to come.
Buying equipment and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick's, that's the other thing that happens when you do this. You like, I want some stuff at home.
Yeah, I got the bike, barbell, 25-pound plates, dumbbells, ab mat. And I got a few things on the way.
Yeah, box coming.
Box.
Yeah, have a nice little setup. So hopefully you see some. You'll see him working out there, and I'll probably do some workouts over there with him too. So we're you know, it's fun. It's been great. You know, Nick and I both have a saying is you know, the universe works how the universe works, and it put Nick and I on our paths crossing, and you know, there's a reason why people come into your life, and you know, Nick and I, you know, although we haven't known each other that long, we see each other like a lot. So we're like brothers from other mothers at this point.
Absolutely.
But you know, people come into your life for certain reasons. You never really know why, but you know, they're put on your path, and Nick and I were put on a path to meet, and look what's happened.
Yeah. Nothing but good things, man.
Yep. That you know, which is why we say thank you, Crunch.
Yes.
If it wasn't for Crunch
and the tripod.
If it wasn't for Crunch, you know, I wouldn't be here right now. You know, I don't know if Nick and I's paths would have crossed. Although, you live right there.
I do. You throw a rock and hit my house.
Yeah. So that was another fun little story we didn't mention. That I was leaving for work one day, and you're walking Zoe.
Yeah.
No, you were. You
I was walking back from the
Zoe
gym.
yet.
Yeah.
You were just walking. Nick's in my neighborhood. I'm like, Nick. He's like,
I look up
hey,
and
man.
I see a cruiser, and Mike's all
well, he was a little
up.
freaked out at first because I was
like,
going
what did I
driving
do?
to work. So I was in my uniform in my car. Then I think he got like, you know, like,
yeah.
Oh, God, what's this cop want?
Yeah.
But
it took me a second, and I was like, oh yeah, that's Mike.
So on top of all of that, he lives like literally.
Yeah.
I can see his house from here. So it was just like some things, just like
the universe, bro.
Just the puzzle pieces just fall right together. So, you know, we got Nick onto a different path here, but you know, he is without a doubt, from when I first met him, stronger, faster, healthier, fitter. Like, that's what it's all about, man.
I feel the best that I've felt in years.
Yeah, and I know some people say, "Oh, you're not as big as you used to be.
Why you lost size? I don't care. It's not my goal to be massive.
You know, sometimes it's not about size. I mean, if you want to be big, go for it. You know, that's your thing. But you know, I've been witness to Nick, you know, putting weight over his head that he couldn't before, pulling PR weight, deadlifting, squat. Like, I mean, it's the numbers are still there. You know, on top of that, you know, he's faster. You know, you can do skill movements. You can do short, intense stuff. You can do longer stuff. Like, the list goes on and on. So it's just, you know, it's a great thing. It makes me feel good because it's good for him. You know, especially at his age. Like I said in the beginning, I see part of myself in Nick, and you know, it helps to have someone who's been around it a little bit to kind of give you that inside track on stuff, and it's very helpful. So it's been my pleasure. So it's my pleasure to
thank you again, bro.
Be here with them. It's my pleasure to be here and kind of giving a little informative chat here on how we got here.
Yeah.
Which is what this is.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nick turned into a CrossFitter.
That's it. I never would have thought this.
I'm sure there's so many people out there that are probably like, what the hell?
Yeah. what happened?
What the hell? How the heck?
For real.
People like, we lost another one to CrossFit.
Yeah. And then I get people like DM me, oh, he finally drank the Kool-Aid. Like, the CrossFitters are hyped they recruited another person.
But he's doing it right, people, so don't worry. He's in good hands. We got him. Not going to let anything catastrophic happen. He's in good hands. So just keep watching the gains, the progress, and he's probably going to start beating me every time we do stuff. So I've just kind of accepted it. I knew it was going to happen. So, you know, it's happening. So, you know, let's let's see what the next brings.
We'll see. Yeah,
should be. It's gonna be fun, man. Some good
Oh
times.
yeah, I think we'll have to stop here because we can just keep going. We can keep going for days.
Yeah, this is just.
Yeah, we're at just under 60 minutes, so pretty much an hour.
Seriously.
Of just talking.
Just banter.
Yeah.
Just CrossFit banter.
Well, yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Again, be sure to check out Mike's channel.
Athlete for
Be
Life.
down in the description. And then also check out my Bodybuilder to CrossFit series, which I will link down below. That's where I kind of started this whole journey of building my engine and just documenting all this whole journey and progress. So,
all right.
That's it.
See you on the next one, people.
Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys.
Dude.
Cool.
Dude, that was fun.
Yeah. Dude, 1 hour.